Here's a review that's been almost 3 years in the making. Right, Soulja Boy? I got my hands on one of his consoles. It's not even the one I paid for either. I still didn't get that one, though. It's time for the review.
Skip it up and that up.
So boy, oh boy, does the Soulja Boy or Soulja game saga go way back with me. If you remember many, many moons ago, back in 2018, he tried to put out consoles. That was his first attempt. And then he got cease and desist letters sent to him because he had a bunch of games on there that were unlicensed from Nintendo and Sony and everywhere else. And he was trying to resell like Chinese consoles as like his own Xbox One X for the same price. It was bananas. It was absolutely insane. And long story short, cliff notes, no one ever got their consoles. I had to get a refund through PayPal, and everyone realized instantly when he first mentioned it that you could get all these cheap Chinese knockoff consoles for a tenth of the price on AliExpress or Amazon, and they were the same thing. They just weren't sold by Soulja Boy or his company or his PR team, whatever. Well, years later in 2021, he's at it again, and this time with the TRDR Pocket. Now, I have to put an asterisk in here. On a live stream a few nights ago, his website was gone. Now his website is back. I also have to say that a couple nights ago, he was on one of my live streams and donated $400. But I still told him that his console is crap. Now, it is crap. Don't buy it. But in some ways, it's worse than I thought it would be, and some ways, it's better. I'm going to go over to the Flossie Carter camera angle mode now. Shout out to Flossie Carter. He's one of my favorite tech reviewers on YouTube. Make sure to check him out. I'll have a link to his channel below in the description. And then I'll show you around the console, tell you how it's performing, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on it. All right, here we go.
All right, Flossie Carter mode. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Floss. Back with another video. I had to do it. I don't have a white... Actually, I do have a cat with white paws. No, I'm not getting her, though. Anyway, here we have the Soulja Boy TRDR Pocket. And the first thing you'll notice here is that it bears quite a resemblance, meaning it is the same damn console, like I said before, to the Powkiddy A19. Even if you look at the buttons here, they are in the exact, the X and Y, the A and C, and the B and D. What the hell? Why did they not put the letters like that? Is in the same formation as it is on the Powkiddy. In the same weird where A, C, B, D, how they go here, it's the same system. That's it. It's that simple. And like I said, it goes for, as opposed to $300, it goes for anywhere from $70 to $100. Please don't spend. I don't even think you should spend the $70 on this, to be quite frank with you. But here it is. The buttons feel fine. I will say that. You have a Switch-like analog stick, only one, which is a big problem for certain games. You have a D-pad, which is nice and clicky. You know, I don't have any complaints there. And even the face buttons here are, no, we're not playing Castlevania yet, are pretty decent. You look around here, you have your power button, nothing on the bottom. As you see, this thing looks like it should be worth $300. It looks cheap. It looks cheap. You have one mono speaker here, your volume here, and on top you have a micro USB. You have your micro SD card slot, a headphone jack, and you also have a micro HDMI out. So if you want to, for whatever goddamn reason you would want to, if you want to hook this up to a big, beautiful 4K TV and waste your time, you can do that. I don't recommend doing that, though. The screen is 480p. And as you're seeing here, it's not, this is the highest brightness. You're looking at it right there. So you have this 480p panel that's not that bright indoors. Imagine trying to play this thing outdoors. But before we actually show some demos here, Rich, What are the specs on this console? Oh, you want to know specs? Well, I'll tell you specs. It has a quad-core ARM Cortex A7 processor running at a whopping 1.3 gigahertz, 512 megabytes of RAM. 512 megabytes of RAM. It has an ARM Mali 400-MP2 GPU. Now, these specs are all over there. These may fluctuate a little bit with this if you buy like the Powkitty version. I don't know why you would, but if you want to. So, but this is the ballpark, these specs. Again, it has a 480p screen or 640 by 480. It has Wi-Fi B, G, and N, and Bluetooth 4.0. So there is absolutely nothing special going on in here, and they dare to sell this for $300. But anyway, let's show some demos. I'll show you a little bit of gameplay of some games. Now, here's the thing. For the people that want me to do emulators on this, it's going to be able to play Super Nintendo. It's going to be able to play Sega Genesis. It's going to be able to play the older consoles. I've even seen some people get the A19 to run even some Dreamcast games. So yeah, it can do emulation just fine. I played Castlevania Bloodlines on my Samsung Intercept back in 2010. We can emulate 16-bit consoles. So that's all well and good. What I'm going to show you is games you would download from the Google Play Store, and they're trying to say this thing. They're saying they're competing with Nintendo and competing with Microsoft and all these other companies. As a matter of fact, Soulja Boy was saying that Microsoft is going to buy Soulja Game. So we're going to show off mobile games that are on here. Now, this just runs Android 10. I had funny story about this. When I first got it shipped to me from SunPie, again, shout out to SunPie, I charged it and it locked up to the point that I had to take this apart, unplug the battery, and plug it back in for it to come back to life. And then I factory reset it to its original settings. And of course, it was in Chinese, so I had to get my iPhone and actually Google Translate to get it to be in the English language again. So we were not off to a good start when I first took this console out of the box. But anyway, let's actually run some apps on here and see what you get for $300 if you buy the Soulja game. So let's go to Google Chrome first. Keep in mind, like I said, this is Android 10. There's nothing special on here. And I have Nintendo.com, and it actually runs websites okay, but are you noticing a problem here? The screen resolution is so low, it makes going to websites. You could go to other websites too. It's almost unusable. Now, let me show you something with the screen. Again, let me try to type in GameSpot. Here we go. G is on the screen, yes. A. Now, I might be having a little better luck here than you think. Of course, I got it right the first time. But the screen on here, especially trying to type in your name or type in your credentials to, if you're getting a game and they want you to put in a username or something like that, is next to impossible. I mean, I don't have any of my financial information in here. I'm not that insane. I don't trust this console. Do not send my data somewhere I don't want it to go. But trying to type in here is an absolute nightmare. And because of the low resolution screen, like you can see up on top here, no, I don't want notifications from you. I'll probably never touch this thing again after this video, but it's next to impossible to see. Like I'm trying to pinch to zoom, can't do it. Here, try it again, can't do it. Can't do it. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. And the screen resolution is so small, and even when you can read what you're doing, it's so tough to use the screen that it's not really a pleasant experience browsing the web on here. On top of it too, it just has a phone. It doesn't have a tablet version of Android. You have they said they were going to add 4G and 5G calling. What happened to that? What happened to the 4G calling, Soulja? So yeah, that kind of experience or browsing the web isn't great. But let's go to YouTube now. It plays the videos fine. Well, look at the problem I'm having here trying to get the video to scrub. Here, hey, look, there's that fat news regurgitator on YouTube.
Skip it a button, So, just a few days ago, PlayStation had
and the picture
showcase. And
pause. And the picture, God, that's a good looking man right there. And the picture is not great. Keep in mind, this is the brightest the screen can go. And on top of it, too, it is not OLED. Soulja Boy, you said it was going to be OLED. I don't see this screen in anything but indoor light being usable. And it's, I mean, the videos run fine. The videos run, there's no lag watching YouTube videos on here, but the speaker on this sucks too. I mean, take a listen.
It was one of the better ones they've had since the PS5 has been released.
Hear the distortion?
It wasn't mind-blowing, it wasn't groundbreaking, but we got to see some more gameplay of games that people are very hyped for, like God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah, it's... So you're not even going to want to do things like that on there, you know, and with competitors to this, because this is the same price, the YouTube app on the Nintendo Switch and the Switch Lite, which is actually $100 cheaper than this, is a great experience. And on here, the picture quality is not great. The sound quality isn't great. Like, I can't believe they're actually daring to charge people $300 for this. So let's play some games. And we'll start off, we'll go gentle on the TRDR Pocket. Let's play some Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This is the quote-unquote exclusive that Soulja Boy was showing off in his live stream, making it like him and Sega worked out some kind of business deal, which is a lie. So we'll play some Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, yeah. The D-pad and everything is working now. That's one thing I will say, is that the D-pad on here is not bad. You can, here we go. Playing games like Sonic the Hedgehog are going to be just fine, which is why Soulja Boy played it in his stream. And here we go. This feels fantastic. And the low-res screen, because this is an older retro game, looks just fine. This was meant to run on CRTs, and it looks beautiful here. It actually is way smoother than you're seeing the 24 FPS video show it. No complaints, but if this system couldn't play this, even if it was only $70, we'd be in a world of trouble. Anyway, all right, Sonic the Hedgehog works. Sonic the Hedgehog can be emulated on a potato. Let's move on. All right, let's try some Subway Surfers, because, you know, I just love this game, but whatever. I could see if someone bought this and was dumb enough to spend $300 on it, they may want to play some Subway Surfer. You know what? They may want to surf Soulja Boy's Subway. I don't even know what that means. All right, oh my God. Officer, stay away from my holes. Stay away from Dad's holes. Ha! Oh my God. Officer Bob, he's trying to explore my holes, and this can't, he got my holes. Okay, you know what though? Here's the thing. The screen, even though it's capacitive, is still, and you could swipe in any direction, so the screen not being calibrated properly isn't really a problem. It's just still not responsive though. All right, Officer Bob, he's still hungering for my holes. And you know what? This is not a good experience. And the screen is small too. All right, yeah, I'm trying to do this through a viewfinder or look under it. It's not working out well. When you can't play a game like Subway Surfers, and if Officer Bob could catch my holes on there, you know, the screen is just not good. It's just not good. But anyway, let's move on. Here's an interesting one. Here's one that is more challenging, I guess you could say. Hell, even the Switch can only run it at 30 FPS. And this is Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. And it works on here. It kind of, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna load. It works, but, you know, sticking a piece of corn up your ass works too, but you're not going to want to actually, you don't want to put corn in your hole. It's not a good idea to put corn in your hole. Game start. You could do it, but it's painful. That's what this is like. All right, so let's continue here. I played a little bit of it, so we don't have to go through all the loading nonsense, and it's still, oh wow, it actually loaded pretty quick. Well, Soulja Boy, you got me there. All right, so where is, here we go. Dip, dip, flip, dip, 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 dip. And it's choppy, and it's like running at a lower resolution than even the screen. There's much more ideal ways to play this. All right, so let me,
This device responds to magic.
this device responds to my ass. All right, so what am I doing here? All right. Haha, these quality controls. Oh, God. All right, let me in here. Now let's see if I could actually get the knife. I need the knife. I got it before I started filming this. All right, I don't want your kung fu shoes. I want your knife. Equip the knife. Yes, thank you. Now I could stab. Symphony of my whole. It's fine, but there's better ways to play Bloodstained Ritual of My Nipples. Or Ritual of the Night's the actual title, don't at me. You know what? We'll show off some COD. This is going to take a while. I was debating showing this because I knew the loading times on this game were atrocious because the processor in here is the equivalent of a potato. It then has 512 megabytes. I'm actually surprised this game even ran, but it is unplayable on here. It is factually unplayable. You'll see that in a second. And it more so has to do with the miscalibrated touchscreen. And it does kind of run like crap too. Runs like crap. Tell your dad it runs terrible on the TR. If your dad was going to get you a TRDR pocket for your birthday, tell your dad he's a bad person for wanting to do that. Look how long, Dad, it's taking to compile the resources. It's still loading. What are you doing, bird? No one told you to be here. You're a porcelain poultry. Get out of here. Oh my, here, see? The screen. I'm tapping. This is where games like this are, not only this will not perform well, I assure you, you'll see. I don't want to upgrade my pass, upgrade my ass. No, I don't care. Just can I... This is where these games annoy me, because I know what they're doing. Okay, so I have to look through the viewfinder here. You will see that... See, the problem is that there's only one analog stick here. So you're going to have to use the touchscreen, essentially. And the touchscreen on here is not good. But don't worry, though. We'll have about 6 months before the game actually loads, so we can prepare. Oh, no, right, here we go. And does this work? Nope. And yep, this is peak PUBG right here. Thank you, Soulja Boy. This is peak PUBG. I'm gonna punch this guy in the face. I'm gonna punch you in the face. I'm gonna punch you in the man nipple. And I'm tapping above the punch button. I'm tapping above it. Why am I the only person here with clothes on? I don't understand this. Why is everyone else here naked? I feel left out. This is actually running better than it did initially. Let's see when I pop out of the plane. Games are performing a little better. They're still not performing great. They are not performing anywhere where the price of this thing is justifiable. But ever since I reinstalled the operating system on here, reinstalled Android, or factory reset it, I should say, things have been running better. I have to be transparent, and I have to make sure I'm as objective with this review as possible. I would rather gouge my eyes out than still play PUBG on here, or, well, play PUBG at all, but it is running okay. Can I, I'm supposed to jump out of the plane, aren't I? How do you... why am I not jumping? I want to jump. Okay, here we go. All right. Man, they must have really done some optimizations to this. It's not actually half bad. Can I use the controller? So yeah, it doesn't just automatically work with the controller, and even if it did, you don't have 2 analog sticks. But all right, we're chugging a little bit. We're chugging. I can now say I have played PUBG on the Soulja game. This is like the dream for him. This is what he would not shut up about. Is PUBG and Fortnite coming to his consoles. Well, we are living that dream. This is peak life. This is peak gaming. This is peak everything. This is ridiculous. I can't see because my big thumbs are in the way, but they have to be in the way. And a naked man is shooting at me. Is this a dream come true or a nightmare? I killed him. Stop it. Stop. No, shoot him. Shoot him. Like, it's funny that this is happening because this is still a terrible experience. It's entertaining for the wrong reasons. It's entertaining because I could barely control this, and I'm shooting shirtless men. No, you are not going to live, dude. You're not going to live. I'm killing you on the Soulja console, son. Your butt cheeks are getting shot. No, they're not. They are not getting shot. I can't move. I can't move. Can I reload? I just have no ammo. Okay, I'm done playing PUBG. We can move on. Now here we have some Call of Duty Mobile. I'm actually playing this. Yes, this does have Bluetooth. I'm playing it with an Xbox Series controller. And I'm gonna spread my cheeks and go to town. And I have to say, this one actually surprised me the most. Now, I know that Call of Duty Mobile is optimized to run on the computing power that my left nipple has. Yes, I just hit the tripod. I'm sorry. But it no, it doesn't. It's not running at 60 anymore. It was running at 60. But sometimes it does well in terms of performance, and sometimes it doesn't. Playing with a controller in Call of Duty Mobile is factually just not fair. I actually got killed right there, but there's times I play an entire match and why are you and never get killed. It's just it's just kind of unfair. But Call of Duty Mobile runs all right. It actually kind of surprises me how well it runs. This is probably the roughest I've seen it run, but yes, you can play Call of Duty Mobile on your Soulja Boy TRDR pocket with an Xbox gamepad. I would not it is basically an unplayable experience with just using the touchscreen. But if you want to also buy a overpriced Android knockoff Chinese console and then buy an Xbox controller on top of it for the same price as almost getting a PS5 digital edition, you could play Call of Duty Mobile with a controller. I don't recommend doing that. Matter of fact, I may actually dislike you as a person if you actually did that. Don't do that, ever. Nonetheless, this is Call of Duty Mobile running, and it actually is a pretty good experience. And I feel like I'm a professional COD player because I'm playing against a bunch of people that are using their touchscreens, and essentially I'm cheating. Anyway, let's bring this home for my final verdict, boys and girls.
What did you expect? Like, it's exactly, they're charging $300 for something that you could get for $70 to $100 anywhere else. I would spend no more, even the $70. Like, you can't even, there's a bunch of videos out there of people showing the POW Kitty A19 console and them emulating old retro games. Yes, it has enough horsepower if you want to play Sonic the Hedgehog on here, but this isn't a console. They try to insinuate Soulja Boy and his PR team that with this, we're trying to compete against Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. Imagine being a small startup like us when we don't have the resources of Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. You literally just took the POW Kitty A19 and slapped this logo on it. That's all it is, and you're selling it for an exorbitant amount. Again, it goes like from like 270 something US dollars, I should say, to $300 US. They are asking you to spend Xbox Series S money on something that shouldn't even be worth what it's worth when you get the POW Kitty version of it, which they're just reskinning. This thing should be maybe $60 at the most. They promised things like a OLED screen. It didn't happen. They promised 4G and 5G. It didn't happen. There's not even a SIM slot on here to put a SIM. And the whole thing about Soulja Boy saying, because I actually got this from Sunpie. Shout out to Sunpie on YouTube. Almost forgot to mention her name. She sent this to me from the UK. This review would have not happened without her. Soulja Boy himself said that she was lying and never got one, even though she did. And when he was on my live stream, he admitted it. So yeah, avoid this thing. It's not as bad in some ways. Like, it played Call of Duty Mobile surprisingly well, and Bloodstained wasn't completely unplayable, but the touchscreen is not calibrated properly. You have to like press above the thing that you want to press on the screen. The screen does not get bright enough at all, even indoors. It's not, obviously not OLED, and it just kind of is mediocre at best, the screen. It's only a 480p screen on here, and which makes it unbearable. Even if the touchscreen was calibrated properly, it's just everything. You can't even read some of the words. They're completely pixelated. Even surfing the web on here is a chore, and the sound quality on this console is not great. And what also amazes me too is that Soulja Boy would dare sell this for $300, again, Xbox Series S territory, and it doesn't even have dual analog sticks. So if you want to play a game like Call of Duty, you have to play in the super tiny low-res 480p panel with a miscalibrated touchscreen, or you're going to have to hook up, which it works great with that actually. I'm surprised how well Call of Duty runs on here, but if you want to play Call of Duty smoothly, you're going to have to sync up a Bluetooth Xbox controller, which is another $60. And are you going to really want to play that on this grainy, not bright screen? No, you would be insane too. So yes, this is as bad in most ways that I thought it would be. It is overpriced. It is not a good product, and you need to avoid this at all costs. Even from Pow Kitty, I would not buy this between $70 and $100. It's not even worth that, let alone the laughable price that Soulja Boy and his company are selling it for. So yeah, just like I thought, avoid this at all costs and spend the money on an Xbox Series S or a Nintendo Switch instead. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one. Sorry, Soulja Boy. This sucks.